So the first question is the output of the following C program is, and we are given two functions f1 and f2, and in the main function you are provided with the statements as int a equal to 4, b equal to 5, c equal to 6, f1 of a comma b is called, then f2 with and b and c. That means the addresses of b and c are passed. That means the variables or the parameters are passed by reference in this case. And in F1, the parameters or the call is by value. Okay. And the last statement is printf c minus a minus b. Alright. So initially in the main, the value of a is 4. The value of b is 5 and the value of c is 6. So when we make the call to F1, a and b is passed, but since this is a call by value, that means a copy of these variables is created in the function f1. So the original values of a and b are not affected. So whatever happens in f1, no matter what changes are made, the final values would of a and b would remain 4 and 5. Okay, so let's see what actually happens in f1. In f1, a new variable c is declared and c, the local c, is assigned the value of a. A was 4 and b was 5. So this is 4, this is 5. C gets assigned to the value of a, which is 4. A, the value of a, the copy and not the original a. So a, the copy of a is changed to the value of b. So it is assigned 5, and the copy of b is assigned the value of c, which is 4. So all these changes are local to f1 and none of these changes are reflected back. So the final values of the variables a, b, c of main are still 4, 5 and 6. Alright. Now this second call is called by reference. The addresses of the variables b and c are passed. Therefore, in F2, when we say a and when we say b, okay, so suppose the initial address of b was 1000 and the address of c was 2000. So in this F2, a would be assigned the address of b, which is 1000, and b here would be assigned the address of c, which is 2000. Alright, so the changes here would be reflected back. Again, a local variable c is defined. C is assigned star of a. Now what does star of a means? The value that is present at the address present at a. So the address present at a is 1000. So the value present at 1000 is 5. So C is assigned 5. Now star of A is assigned star of B. That means change the value that is present at address in A to the value that is present at the address in B. Okay. So first we find out star of B. B is 2000. The value at 2000 is 6. Okay. So the value at address 1000 would be changed to 6. So the original B would be changed to 6 here. And the last statement, star of B equal to 6. Star of B, that means actual C, the original C. These are the original values, B and C. So C would now be changed to the original C, which actually represents B here. Okay, so this was, okay, this is A, or it is original B. Original B, that means the B that is present in main. And this is B, which is actually original C. Okay, so don't get confused here. Now this B is assigned the value of 5. So when this function is completed and the control returns to main, the value of original B is changed to 6 and the value of original C is changed to 5. So in the printf statement, what is the value that is printed? C minus A minus B. Now C, A and B are these variables. So C, what is C? It is 5, A is 4 and B is 6. So the answer is 5 minus 4 is 1. 1 minus 6 is minus 5. So minus 5 is the printed value. Okay. So again understand there are two calls. First is call by value. No matter what you do in F1, no changes would be reflected back in A and B. Okay. In F2, it is call by reference. Call by reference means changes would be reflected back in the variables B and C. Okay. And these variables B and C are named as A and B in this function. Okay. So that is how this question would work. Now coming to the second question, which is again from GATE 2015. This question, previous question was also from GATE 2015 and the next question that we are going to solve is also from GATE 2015. So starting with this question, the question says that suppose you have an array named C and the C array ranges from C of 0, C of 1 to C of k minus 1. So the size of this array is k. Okay, it is an array of length k where all the entries are from the set 0, 1. So that means either the values in this array would be 0 or they would be 1. Okay, for any positive integer a and n, consider the following pseudocode. So there is a function named do something which takes 3 parameters, the array C, the integers a and n, and there is a variable z which is initialized to 1. So for I equal to 0 to k minus 1, we have to do this. What we have to do? We assign value of z square mod n to z. Then if C of I is equal to 1, then we assign the value z into a mod n to z, and at the end of the for loop we return z. So this statement return z is out of the for loop. Okay. So if k is equal to 4, C is equal to 1, 0, 1, 1, A is 2, N is 8, then the output of do something C, A, N is. Alright. So we have to find the output of this program when the C, original C array that is given to us is something like 1, 0, 1 and 1. The indices 0, 1, 2, 3. A, the value of variable A is 2. N is equal to 8. Okay. So what happens is when we enter into this loop or when we enter into this function, the value of Z is initially 1. For I equal to 0, I is less than k minus 1. So what is k here? K is the length. Okay. So k is equal to 4. Since I is equal to 0 and it is less than k minus 1, that is it is less than 3. So what we do? We assign z square mod n to z. Therefore, the value of z is changed to z square, that means 1 square. 1 square is 1 mod n. N is 8. So 1 mod 8 is equal to 1. So z gets this value as 1. If C of I is 1, now I is 0. So C of 0 is 1. This condition is true. Therefore, again, the value of Z is changed and this value becomes Z equal to Z into A. A is 2. Z was initially 1 in this iteration. So 1 into 2 is 2. 2 mod N. N is 8. 2 mod 8. So this becomes 2. So the value of Z is 2 here. Okay, after this iteration, the value of Z is 2. Now I is incremented. It is the value of I becomes 1. 1 is less than 3, or actually it is less than equal to 3. So what we do, we assign this value of Z square mod N to Z. Now what was Z? Z, the value is 2. So 2 square mod 8 would be the new value of Z. Okay. So Z is equal to 2 square mod 8. 2 square is 4. 4 mod 8 is 4. So Z becomes 4. Alright. Now it says if C of 1, because I is 1, C of 1 is equal to 1. Is C of 1 equal to 1? No. Therefore, this statement, the then statement, is not executed, and this is the current value of Z. Now we come to the next iteration. I becomes 2. Do Z square mod n equal to Z. That means assign the value of Z square mod n to Z again. So Z is assigned Z square. Z is 4. So 4 square mod n. Mod 8. N is equal to 8. So 4 square is 16. 16 mod 8 is 0. Because we are finding the remainder here, and Z becomes 0. If C of I is 2, is C of 2 equal to 1? Yes, it is equal to 1. Then assign Z, the value of Z into A mod n. But since Z has become 0 here, 0 into 2 is 0 and 0 mod 8 is again 0. So the value of Z remains unchanged, and this is the present value of Z. Now, in the last iteration, when I becomes 3, what we do, in this we assign Z square mod n to Z. Z square, Z is 0, 0 square mod n is again 0. So the value of Z technically remains unchanged. If C of 3 is 1, yes, C of 3 is 1. So we again try to change the value of Z, but since Z is 0, so it would again come out to be 0. Therefore, this is the last iteration of for loop, and we return the value of Z. Therefore, the output or the value that is printed is 0. So that is how you will solve this question. It says that consider the C program below. Hash include stdio.h, int star a, stack top, stk top. Int stk function or stack function is the function that is defined. It has two parameters, int opcode and int val. Static int size equal to 0, stack top equal to 0. Switch opcode, there are three cases. Case -1, which has size equal to val, comma, semicolon break. Then case 0, which has if stack top is less than size, then a of stack top plus plus is equal to val and then break. And the default case, which is if stack top, then return a of minus minus stack top, and the final statement is return -1 in this function. Then there is a main function which says int b of 20, which is declaring an array of 20 and it is named b. Then a is assigned b and stack top is equal to -1, and there are three calls to stack function with different parameters, and the last statement of main is printf the value that is returned by stack function 1,0 plus stack function 1,0. Alright, so we start with the main function. The main function declares the an array of size 20 and it is named b. Okay, so let's declare an array. Suppose it has 20 locations and so on till 0, starting from 0 to 19, and it is named b. Okay, then a is assigned b. A is a global pointer and it is also pointing at the starting location of b, okay, which is the location 0, and the global variable stack top is initialized to -1. So the global variable stack top stk.top is initialized to -1. Then there is a function call to stack func with the parameters -1 and 10. Okay, so stack func -1, 10. Now when we call stack func, the first parameter is the opcode and the second parameter is the val. Okay, these are the names of the parameters inside the stack func function. Now the stack func function is declaring two static variables. Please remember what are the uses of static variables. Static variables retain their values between function calls. Okay, so there is a static variable size which is initialized to 0, and now there is a local static variable which is stack top. Okay, so this is the variable that is local to this function and it will maintain its values within different function calls, and this variable is initialized to 0. So there is a switch statement. In this switch statement, we check for the opcode. In this stack func call, the opcode is -1. So we switch to, or we jump to case -1. The case assigns the value of val to size. So the val value, which is 10, is assigned to size, and we break out of the switch loop and then we return. Okay, now we return to this point of the main function. After this, stack func is again called with a different set of parameters. Now, what are the values of stack func? Stack func is called with the parameters where opcode is 0 and val is equal to 5. Okay. Now, since these size and stack top were static variables, therefore they would retain their values in the second call as well. So size is 10 and stack top is 0. Okay. Now we come to the switch case, switch opcode. Opcode is 0, so we come to the case 0 directly. If stack top is less than size, yes, 0 is less than 10. Therefore, stack top plus plus, A of stack top plus plus equal to val. Now in this expression, we would first use the value of stack top in this expression and then increment it, because it is a post increment operator. So we'll first use the value in the expression or evaluate the expression using the current value of stack top and then increment the value. Okay, so A of 0, because stack top is 0, A of 0 would be assigned val. Val is 5, so this would be 5 here, and now stack top would be incremented to 1. Alright, and after this we would break out of this case and the switch statement. So this returns. Now we were here, we executed this call of stack func. Now we come to the third call of stack func. Stack func, the third call, has another set of parameters. In the next set of parameters, opcode is 0, val is 10, the size is 10, because it would maintain the previous static variable values, and stack top is 1. Alright. Now we enter this loop. We enter the switch statement, switch of opcode. Opcode is 0, so we again come to case 0. Stack top less than size? Yes, 1 is less than 10. Therefore, we assign to A of 1. That means A of stack top is assigned val. Val is 10. So the first position in the array A is assigned 10. Alright. So the first position in A is, the 0th position is 5. The first position in 10 is 10. And then the value of stack top is incremented. So this value becomes 2. Okay, and then we break out of this switch case. So this call also terminates. Now we come to the printf statement. This is the last statement after we have executed this call. So printf again makes a call to stack function with the parameters as opcode equal to 1 and the val equal to 0. So in this call, opcode would become 1 and val would be 0. Alright, so we enter this switch statement with opcode as 1. since there is no specific case for 1, therefore we'll go to the default case. And the default case, what does it say? If stack top. Now the previous values of size and stack top would be retained, and the stack top value is 2. So yes, if stack top means that if the value of stack top is not equal to 0 or it is not false, therefore yes, this if statement is true, and the value that would be returned here is a of minus minus stack top. Now this is a pre-decrement operator. Okay, pre-decrement means that the value would be decreased first and then it would be used in this expression. So a of 1 is actually 10 and this value would be returned here. Okay, so a of 10 is this and this value is returned. Alright. Now the second call in this printf statement is executed, and here the value of opcode, that is the first parameter, is 1 and the value of val is 0. Again stack top would retain its value of 1. Since the opcode is 1, there is no specific case corresponding to 1 in this stack function. Therefore, we'll again jump to default case. If stack top, yes, stack top is 1 and it is not equal to 0. Therefore, this if statement is still true. Therefore, we return a of minus minus stack top. Stack top is first decremented, that is its value becomes 0, and then we return a of 0. A of 0 is 5. Therefore, the value that is returned here is 5. Thus, the value that is printed is 10 plus 5, which is 15, which is the final answer. Okay, so you had to tell that what would be the output of this program, and therefore the output of this program or the printf statement would be the value 15. So that's all for today's lecture. This was a question that involved the use of various case statements, function calls, and printf statements, and post increment and pre-increment operators. So if you keep in mind the usage of static operators and all those operators and the keywords that are used here, so you'll never make a mistake in such questions. So thank you for watching. If you understood the question, please like our videos and stay tuned to the channel of Easy Engineering Classes for more such lectures in our preparation series as well as other computer science related subjects. Thank you.